Hey y'all, this is Marley K. Hope y'all are well. Got a story I want to bring to you, but I'm going to have to bring you the commentary on Rumble because y'all know I can't say what I want to say on YouTube about them little hat people. But I will say this about black people. Black people, it is time for us to stop raccooning. It is time for us to understand our own history. The very people we run to save us and that we taught our ways to what we learned, what we knew, we we go back to them and act like they doing us a favor by allowing us to come and learn from them. This story is so layered and so disgusting. And if you are in the awakening, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna just leave it at that before I get in trouble and read the story. I'll have to talk about the real deal on Rumble, and the link will be in the comment section. Okay, let's get into it. Impressed by Israeli science, Black universities plan student and faculty exchanges. This is about to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It was like we allow Tyrones and Tarifas allow our enemies to come into our communities and basically destroy us. This why we can't never get free of nothing, because Tyrones and Tyrethas be so busy running trying to partner up with people who don't like them. They sell everything they allow access to us that people shouldn't have access to in ways that put our entire community and race in general in danger. Like, this is the worst type of partnership. Y'all know, if you read Revelations, we've been told what time it is. Here we got Negroes running over there trying to partner up with people. If you got children in Black universities and colleges, you probably, if they're participating in this, you might want to reconsider going to a HBCU, which at this day and age, you should be reconsidering anyway because they already sold out. They've been sold out. They was created by the very people who, you know, created the systems of oppression and brought us here. So it's just stupid. Anyway, if you send one or two students to start, you are changing their lives, says president of South Carolina State University. My state. I'm ashamed of us. I'm going to just say it. I'm ashamed. It's a disgrace before God and man. We got a raccoon brigade leading our children. Woo! Mm-mm-mm. So the president of South Carolina State, who joined the recent trip of historically Black colleges to uh, that fake place over there, that's not the promised land. That's what I'm going to call it. Not the promised land. Impressed by what they saw of Israeli research and innovation on a recent trip to Israel, a group of Black presidents and chancellors of prominent historically Black colleges and universities in the U.S. returned home excited to partner with Israeli institutions of higher learning. I'm just going to keep reading. With signed memorandum of understanding in hand. The D is done. It's done. Raccoonston signed on the dotted line. They plan to send students to study abroad programs at Israeli universities and have their faculty exchange knowledge and perform joint research. They're going to be researching us with Israeli professors and professors and researchers. While it may take a while to iron out all the details, the educational leaders said they were eager to get started. Do y'all think this is by accident now at this time? At this time. From South Carolina, y'all know this where Judah at. Judah here. If Judah ain't no place else, Judah in South Carolina. Judah's in Georgia. Judah's in Florida. Judah's in New Orleans and Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, North Carolina, Virginia. Judah is in the deep, deep South. And so this is where a lot of the historically black colleges and universities are. So do you think that by accident, now, suddenly, after all this time, here we are at the end of Babylon about to fall. Here we are at the end. We done survived the last 3 years and they didn't get the outcomes that they expected. They trying to figure out why. We ain't going nowhere. Other folks leaving here. But Judah, we targeted Judah. We had the man all up in Judah community. We had Judah hemmed up in the church houses. We made commercials for Judah, specifically for Judah. Judah ain't hardly fell off. What's going on? We need to do more. We may not be able to send our whole school, but if you send 1 or 2 students to start, you are changing their lives and changing the lives of the individuals they interact with. You sure is. You gonna kill us all, little raccoons. The South Carolina State President, said Alexander Conyers, I'm still ashamed that my state is participating in this. Y'all, this how raccoons do us. That doggone civil rights era boule class of frat brothers and sorority sisters. Then they look, all of them, go back and look at that picture. Just look at them. Look at them. All of them look like little raccoons. Look at them. Poor little baby. Poor little boy. He don't know no better. Look at them. They all look like they just happy to be there. Got on sandals and carrying on. Oh, Lord, I'm just ashamed. Ashamed, I say. The HBCU, Historically Black Colleges and Universities group, was in Israel in mid-July for a week-long trip organized by the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, with the express purpose of learning about the country's higher education and research, and to explore possibilities for exchanges and partnerships with Israeli universities and colleges. My concern is, what y'all researching? What are you researching? What you researching? And what are our people gonna be going back over there telling? Because remember, it's a raccoon grooming ground. The group visited a variety of institutions, including the Hebrew University, Tel Aviv University, the Technion, Migal Galilee Research Institute, and the Volcani Center, Israel's National Agricultural Research and Development Center. I smell a rat. This is a capacity building trip. I'm sure it is. The motivation was to was to expose our leadership to opportunities that we wouldn't normally think about. TMCF President and CEO Dr. Harry Williams told the Times of Israel. For the group's Israeli host, it was an opportunity to learn more about HBCUs and the role that science, research, and innovation play in their missions and academic programs. HBCUs are institutions of higher learning established in the United States between the mid-19th century and the Civil Rights Act of 1964 to offer undergraduate and graduate level education to individuals of African descent who were not welcome at other institutions. The majority of the 101 HBCUs are in the South, where Judah at. Okay? And they produce nearly 20% of all Black college graduates and 25% of Black STEM graduates. So there you have it. That's what they're looking for, in addition to learning about us, because the raccoon's going to go over there and tell. Look at this picture. Black men leading the people to destruction. Established in 1987, the Thurgood Marshall College Fund represents publicly supported HBCUs, which enroll 80% of all HBCU students. It was the first time in over 400 years. It's the first time. 2023. For all members of the group, some of whom brought family members with them. When the Times of Israel joined them for a morning at Hadassah Medical Center in Jerusalem, they said that Israel is not currently on the radar of most HBCU students when it comes to study abroad destinations. I wonder why. It's probably something that the Most High put in us automatically. We can sense danger. Most of us who are not raccoons and who wasn't raised by raccoons, we can sense when we are not supposed to be going around certain folks. If something ain't right. Our people knew that's not a place that we need to be. And they didn't want us over there because they stole our identity. So, like, they try to act like, oh, well, it's something that's not traditional. No, they didn't want to be around us because they were so busy trying to be us. They are us. Naturally, spiritually, they're not us. Even naturally, they're not us. They stole our identity. So why would they want to be? That's like, I'm going to steal your wallet, but I'm going to stay in a room with you. I'm going to steal your wallet and I'm going to come visit you. Now, there are some bold devils who will do that. There are people who will like literally steal from you and then be in your face acting like they ain't doing nothing. That's what that's like. It's not a traditional opportunity that neither of us tended to consider. No, they was too busy trying to keep us oppressed and ignorant in other ways. They didn't want us to know nothing. They work with everybody in the world except for us. Wonder why? It's interesting, right? Okay, let's continue. There currently isn't a buzz about Israel on HBCU campuses, but these leaders here, who are well respected among HBCUs and in their states, will go back and they'll start talking to their colleagues, and that's going to generate more interest, Williams said. Similarities and differences. Dr. Harold Martin Jr., Chancellor of North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, said that what he learned over his week in Israel was eye-opening. Prior to our visit, I would have not identified Israel as a leading technological and innovative nation. This is so frustrating for me. I've known this for years. I've known this because of working in higher ed. I've known it because I've worked with the different federal agencies for different grant programs, and other predominantly white institutions have always had these relationships because they're the same people. And so they work together to help each other to oppress us, because the system of white supremacy sustains itself by keeping us out of the loop. So that's why we weren't there. If they're allowing us in now, there's a reason. There's a benefit for them, not for us. And that is what y'all need to take away from this article. In addition to, we got so many raccoons among us. we cannot move. I mean, it's damn near impossible for us to not be oppressed because we got so many raccoons selling us out all the time, envying what other people got, envying things that they got from us, kept from us, stole our identity, stole our history, rewrote history, isolated us for hundreds of years, and then here we are like, oh, this is so new. I didn't know. Why you don't know nothing? Why we don't know nothing? All this information out here available, free on the internet. All you gotta do is research. And in this class of people, in this awakening, while the awakening is going on, they're acting like they don't even know what's happening. Like, this is how you know all of us ain't gonna make it. Because these people are gonna come back and mislead a whole bunch of people and a whole bunch of young people. It's very sad. Prior to our visit, I would have not identified Israel as a leading technological and innovative nation. I leave with a very different perspective, having interacted with so many outstanding universities thriving in areas of innovation and technology that are providing to outstanding graduates to leading global technology companies here in Israel and around the world, he said. My article moved. The visit focused on the areas of study and research that are strong in Israel and also central to the missions of HBCUs. Technology is key to our university, and 50% of our educational programs are in STEM disciplines. We do applied research that is shared with agribusinesses and technology companies. And oftentimes the innovation gets spun out into startup companies that create jobs, Martin said. Now, this is interesting because here we go into this digitalization and controlling the food. So do you see the connection? See the connection? See the connection? They need us to ensure our folks who left behind don't have no food and use enslaved with digital stuff. You're going to create stuff for us and then you're going to bring it back to our communities and sell it to us. Like, it's crazy. Alabama State University President Quentin T. Ross Jr. said that his university has strong undergraduate and graduate STEM programs and that it produces many doctors and healthcare professionals. See where they're going with this? Y'all see where they're going? Our institutions focus on teaching, service, and research. Out of that come so many who contribute to changing the lives not only of their communities but throughout the nation, he said. Members of the delegation told the Times of Israel they were amazed by how welcoming the Israeli institutions were and how freely they shared information. Oh my word. After all these years, we had access to Hebrew University, the number one university in the country and one of the top 100 in the world. They don't let anyone come knocking at the door, but they invited us to have an audience with their senior leadership who can make decisions about partnerships. We were so impressed by their openness and willingness to listen. Our conversation with them was overwhelmingly positive, said TMCF President Williams. Do y'all not smell the setup? Ray Charles can see this, and he blind and dead. I am so tired of our people. I'm just going to keep it real with you. Our people are this raccoon class of people. You can't trust them. And they so impressed. I'm so impressed by Them inviting us over here. They invited you. That means they want something from you. They ain't doing you no favors now. After all these years, why they want to partner now? And why they want to partner knowing that the majority of Judah is in the South? They know what they are doing, y'all. Following an informal presentation at Hadassah by Professor Avi Rivkind, a pioneer in shock trauma medicine in Israel, Ross noted how openly the doctor shared details of the hospital trauma center's unique design and of treatments creatively devised to treat injuries like blast trauma from terrorist bombing attacks. Everywhere we've gone, everyone has been so engaging and willing to share and want to give information. To experience that type of innovation and drive has been refreshing, Ross said. It sounded like a coon line. Oh, I'm so happy they let us come over here and see what they doing. Oh, they were so nice to me. They gave us some good cold water. And it's holy water. It's not like the water we have in South Carolina or in the South. It's good, clean water. They just treat us so good. They was kind. They was nice. They was kind. They was important. Whew. Martin of North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University was impressed by an apparent assumption that academics will contribute to the startup nation's economic engine. There is an expectation for the university faculty to produce research and innovation that adds value to existing products or companies, or that can lead to the establishment of new companies, he noted. So, listen, this is what it's all about. We run this world. They know it. They want us to come help them figure out what's going on to get the next phase of what's going because guess what, if you get black people involved in it, if you let black people be the face of it, if you let it seem like it's hip and cool, people will buy into it. So at the end of the day, if it's all about establishing new companies and new products for consumption, who they gonna get to market it? Us. Who they gonna get to be a part of it? Us, because that's what we do. That's not universally true across higher education in America. Also, Israeli professors seem to have a greater degree of access to incentive funds to take that technology developed in research laboratories and commercialize it, spin it out, and create companies that create and contribute to the economy here, he added. Of course, because niggas, they getting our money. You know how many billions of dollars America sends to these people every year. I think I did a video on it. Every year. They invest in people over there and research over there and technology over there to use on us over here. They don't give us nothing. They got our reparations. We don't got nothing. What are you talking about? It's so stupid. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to be so passionate about it, but it is so annoying that these are the types of people who work in higher ed who are making these types of decisions, not looking at things from a historical perspective, not looking at things from a policy, a national policy perspective, not looking at stuff militarily, not looking at stuff, from a perspective of these people train police who come back to America and do harm to our black men and our black boys. So I ain't good. I'll try to get through this and just read it, but I can't do it. It's just annoying. But I just want to show you how layered these things are, and we don't ever take the time to sit down and think about them. we just be like, oh yeah, we're gonna partner with Mr. Charlie and them, and it's gonna be good for us. It ain't never gonna be good for us. It ain't never gonna work out for us ever, and especially not with these people. Along the same lines, Professor Wayne Kaplan, Vice President for External Relations and Resource Development at the Technion, reported that the HBCU group was interested in learning about the Technion's international reputation for technology transfer. We discussed how we do this and made direct comparisons with their universities, Kaplan said. So look, we always somewhere taking pictures. Like little raccoons, little monkeys. Adding diversity to Israeli campuses. Oh, here we go. Professor Millet Shamir, Tel Aviv University's Vice President for International Collaboration, shared her excitement about memorandums of understanding for student exchanges that have been signed or are in the process of being finalized with some of the HBCUs. She believes that HBCU students would benefit greatly from the university's entrepreneurship courses and the entrepreneurial culture that permeates the TAU campus culture. We are the original entrepreneurs. That's what we did. Uh, we've been entrepreneurs forever. It was nobody but us. No, it was no other people. What's happening here? I don't understand. Like we are lost. It seems like the entire civil rights era came and just wiped out all our common sense, all the stuff that our ancestors had passed down to us after we got free, had a little bit of freedom. We lived through Jim Crow and black codes, but we were entrepreneurs. We had our own communities that were popping, thriving. They put highways through them. We had clubs. Jazz came out of that era. Um, Country music, blues. We had restaurants, dancing. We had soul food, places that we could go eat because we couldn't go anyplace else. You're talking about entrepreneurial and industrious. That's why they went and got us and brought us here. Benya Israel did a really good presentation recently about the reason that they went and got us from uh, West Africa because of our reputation of being really good workers. We were industrious people. That's why everybody wanted us. We were hardworking. We could make anything. We could build anything. That's what we do. And now we act like we special needs cats. We can't do nothing. Just food. Most of our students in our study abroad programs come from the U.S. and the majority come from for reasons that have to do with families or their Jewish heritage and identity. I think that one of our goals as a university now is to see how we can broaden and diversify our visiting student population. We're thrilled over the possibility of hosting these students here, Shamir said. I bet. She said she would like to see large numbers of HBCU students spend a semester at her university and that scholarships would be made available. If they're giving out scholarships and they want you to stay a semester, there's a reason for it, and it ain't for our benefit. Period. Now we have taken our money, our taxpayer money, that we can't get access to, and this country helps everybody except for us. Billions of dollars every year go over there to help build up that place, and then here we are acting like they doing us a favor. That's your money. Nigga, that's your money. What you talking about? That's your reparations over there. And you all happy and chipper instead of being mad. Oh, we so stupid. Oh, okay. Um, after hearing visiting masters of public health students from Cameroon, Nigeria, and Tanzania at the Hebrew University's Braun School of Public Health reflect on their positive experiences living and studying in Israel, Ross from Alabama State University said a goal would be to send as many of his students to likewise come and touch and feel Israel. TMCF President and CEO Williams said he already had verbal agreements with some Israeli professors to lecture at HBCUs. Conyers, who is particularly interested in sharing knowledge on maximizing limited water sources for agricultural production, suggested that while plans for student and faculty exchanges are being made, regular ongoing communication could begin right away. We know that we know that there are great opportunities here, and we must be willing to explore all avenues to take advantage of them, he said. I think I should use Zoom and other online means to share ideas, experiences, and innovations. So, I feel sad in my spirit for how stupid our people are. And I just have to say it blunt like that. Our people are slow. Something wrong with us. Now these supposed to be educated professionals, and so this is another example of why you can't trust people who say they have degrees. Why you can't trust people who say they work in higher ed institutions or in any professional background for that matter concerning where education, health, um, medicine. So like people get in places and they get comfortable and they don't learn. You can't and in academia it's a fight for money all the time. So HBCUs have been shut out of a lot of funding for a variety of reasons. They don't want you in order for you, they want black students to be behind. And a lot of the HBCUs are poor, mismanaged. These very people who running over here to Israel got a free vacation, but then you go back to their institutions, they don't fundraise, they don't build up the institutions. You go there, they're falling apart. People always stealing money. A lot of them always on the verge of losing their accreditation, but they'll go someplace like this and take a photo op and put something in the paper and pat themselves on the back for doing good. And then the kids eating crappy food, not learning, whatever it is their parents sent them there for, paying extra money to go there because it's so expensive to go to a lot of these HBCUs. And then you look at the quality of the institution, it's not worth the money. And I'm not saying that there are not some good people that come out of HBCUs. Don't get me wrong. I do get it. But for the most part, what they were created for and what they've become are two different things. And we got a class of people who do not know how to run a black college or university. So I see it as like a waste of time. I can't I can't for the life of me figure out why now they want to partner with us unless they anticipate there's something that they're going to need from us. They are trying to get a road in for a reason. And I think the article told it. They need us to partner so we can help them create businesses so that they can make money. And they need us so they can pick our brains because we taught the world how to do everything that they're doing. We the people. It's Israel. We the people of the book. everything comes from us, our descendants. So we should not be walking around here slow, raccooning and acting like somebody doing us a favor for allowing us to learn something that, you know, we already knew how to do thousands of years, but because we were oppressed and beaten and downtrodden and excluded from the world, basically our history and knowledge base was erased. So now we're trying to awaken and learn who we are and position ourselves to be, what we are called to be and walk the way that we're supposed to walk. And here they come in the awakening. Here they come. A direct attack. Here they come. The identity thieves, the people who perpetrating fraud big time, coming to directly to us at a time when we're trying to awaken. Y'all think it's an accident? I don't. I think it's intentional. So when you hear people talking about this, understand what it's about. It don't have nothing to do with us at all. Let me see if I can look this up right quick for y'all. How much money does America send to Israel? Is people look it up so much it's already showing up. Okay, so I'm gonna do two things. So this first one is from the BBC. So this one came out 2021. It says Israel and Gaza. How much money does Israel get from the US? In 2020, the US gave, oh, get out of here. America gave 3.8 billion in aid to Israel, part of a long-term yearly commitment made under the Obama administration. Almost all of this aid was for military assistance. This support came as part of an agreement signed by former President Barack Obama in 2016 for an overall package of 38 billion, 26.8 billion in military aid over the decade from 2017 to 2028. This represents an increase of about 6% adjusted for inflation. They get a adjustment on their money. You can't get reparations. Your children can't get books for their schools. You can't get roads. You can't get decent, affordable housing in your communities. They closing down schools in black communities for No Child Left Behind. Black cities got dirty, nasty water. He went up there and drank dirty water in Flint, but he giving Israel money. And then you got raccoons going over there like, oh, they letting us come over here and they're teaching us so much. Black people are stupid. And I'm sorry to say it like that, but we are. We don't know nothing. Now, I just did a search and I pulled this up. It's public information. It's like a open running joke of how everybody is subsidized except for us. The vehicle that makes the world go round is us, and we can't get nothing. And then somebody throws us some crumbs and we so excited. And they even brag about, oh, well, we looked over y'all all these years, but here we come now at the awakening, right when it's time for y'all to snatch y'all. Here we come. Uh, On top of this, last year the U.S. gave $5 million toward resettling migrants in Israel. The country has long-standing policy of accepting Jews from other parts of the world as citizens. How has Israel used U.S. money? Over the years, U.S. aid has helped Israel develop one of the most advanced militaries in the world that's going to come tear our asses up. when it's time. Don't get it twisted. With the funds allowing them to purchase sophisticated military equipment from the U.S. For example, Israel has purchased 50 F-35 combat aircraft, which can be used for missile attacks. 27 of the aircraft have so far been delivered, costing around $100 million each. So your money is going to be used to buy weapons, and then they don't want y'all to have nothing. You see how this working? They don't want you to have no guns. They don't want you to defend yourself, but they get money that you work and pay taxes for. Money taken out of your check before you even get it. Every time you go to a store and you buy something, like all this money that's collected and going, that money is going over there to Israel. And then they offer you some exchange student opportunities, and we got raccoons acting like they doing us a favor. How does this compare with other countries? Since World War II, Israel has been the largest overall recipient of U.S. foreign aid. All this money that they've been getting is your reparations. People who acting like they're you getting your money. And then we got our people out here impressed by Israeli science. You should be impressed. They got your money. It should be the best in the world. They ain't been developing it since World War II. And what have they done for us? Nothing. You go over there and help fight. You was in a segregated military. You go over there and fight and help rescue the identity thieves, and then they all backdooring getting money, and you ain't getting nothing. Everybody laughing all the way to the bank. Black people are stupid. We ain't right. We led by a class of people who keep us in the dark, in relationships that we don't need to be in, and in situations that are bad for our community. If I can say there's something bad for our community, this is bad for our community. So I'm going to close. I'm going to leave it there. But y'all leave me your comments in the comment section. I'm passionate about this particular subject, one, because I've worked in higher ed. I see where they give money and they don't give us that much money. When there is a pot of money, we always have to share our money with other people. And our schools don't always they're not staffed with good people, one, who know how to write and chase the money and get the money for our students. Two, we have poor management. Our people are always stealing. We are corrupt. And I'm just going to be honest with you. These HBCUs, just like these African countries, you got these African leaders who let the majority of the people stay poor, steal the money, don't do nothing for the people, and then the next leader comes in and does the same thing. And every department is corrupt. You go to an HBCU, you see the same thing. You see they get big grants, don't spend the money like they should, siphon it off, don't finish up the grants, don't keep up with it, have lots of turnover, don't invest into the institutions so that they can recruit um, more students. They don't work on the alumni. Our people are awful at giving back and taking care of their stuff. They expect other people to do that, whereas everybody else sees the value in it and they will chip in. Not our people. Our people do not value um, we don't value stuff like that. Like we don't invest in ourselves and our community. We have a welfare mentality when it comes to what we need for our communities. It's somebody else's job to rescue us and do for us and educate us, not our own people. So our people are just in a disarray. This is why we need a wilderness experience, because we got to get this raccoonery and craziness out of us. We are in a bad way in the Black community, and sadly, you got brothers like these who supposed to be doing a good thing, but because they are ignorant, they are gonna mislead a lot of our people and cause them to stumble. And they're setting up another obstacle for our entire community. So we've been sold out again, people. Story of our lives. Stay sold out by our own people. We got enemies outside, enemies inside. We sleeping with the enemy all the time. I ain't gonna never stop saying it. It's impossible to have a conversation about getting on code when you got people like these who keep you off code all the time. So, anywho, please like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content. Um, I know this is offensive to some people, but it is what it is. It's the truth. I'm not the only one who says it. I'm not the only person who talks like this. You can go to talk to Jason Black all day long. He'll tell you about the raccoon class of Negroes, and especially from South Carolina. Like we got raccoons. Like, you open up a trash can and they're just in there. Like we got raccoons everywhere. And you cannot get people to see that. So part of this, me talking about this, is because I want to enlighten you and awaken you to the okie doke. Like we are continuously tricked, and you gotta see the bigger picture. There's nobody doing nothing for us. We are all we got, and if these are the people who look like us, supposed to be leading us out of Babylon, we ain't gonna never leave. We're gonna be stuck right here. So continue to pray, continue to prep, continue to seek the Most High, continue to avoid raccoons, because raccoons will kill you. Raccoons will enslave you. Raccoons will take you to the lion's den, to synagogues of Satan, to your enemies' hands, and be like they did you a favor, and be mad at you because you ain't impressed with them. So keep praying for the awakening, y'all, because we must be getting close. This story came out, I want to say today, because I got it this morning. I was like, what? Wait a minute. Yes, it came out yesterday. So just understand where we are in the awakening. We must be real close, like at the cusp, right on the doorstep, because after all these years, why would they want to partner with our HBCUs now? Most of them, they helped started a lot of the HBCUs. They helped contribute the initial resources to start the institutions. I'm sure that's how Spelman was started, and a lot of other civil rights organizations during that era. So y'all start doing some research about who these people were, funding HBCUs and our civil rights organizations. And you'll see a connection, and it's not a good one. All right, y'all, this is Marla K, and I'm out.